Nihilism. Many people blame nihilism for the reason why the Western world is depressed. Therefore, it's a bad philosophy. But I disagree. Today, I'm going to be making a video on why nihilism is one of the best philosophies to use in your life. Before I start, let me give you the definition of nihilism. Nihilism is a philosophical belief or viewpoint that suggests life lacks inherent meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value. It often involves skepticism towards traditional beliefs, moral principles, and societal norms. Nihilists may argue that concepts like morality or purpose are human made constructs without objective significance. The truth will always come out. People have been using religion since at least about 1,000 years to give their life meaning, but people are starting to question their beliefs and see the contradictions in their own religion. And then that causes them to fall out with their religion that they believe in, and then now they lose meaning. Then people go back to work the same mindless job that they've been working at for the past 20 years, like a robot. Nihilism made existentialism, but the problem with existentialism is it says we should create our own meaning in life. I think everyone does that. We put meaning into football games, we put meaning into video games, we put meaning into things that ultimately are meaningless. And we don't realize this until after 10 years of doing the same behavior. Then, if you make following a religion your meaning of life, once that religion falls apart, you have no meaning. In my opinion, nihilism is the truth. Life is meaningless. And people figure this out and they become depressed. I don't think it's really a depressing thing because we give meaning to life. Now, why nihilism is not a bad thing? Because once you realize everything is meaningless, you chase the things that matter to you harder. But the problem is that we chase the wrong things. Now, there are two types of nihilists. There's the passive nihilist and the active nihilist. The passive nihilists are the people who say, there's no way I'll be powerful. There's no point of working hard or doing things that are meaningless. It's pointless. And those people are usually the ones that are depressed. And there is an active nihilist. The active nihilists know that they give their life meaning. Now, there are two ways to be an active nihilist. You can go the Matrix route and realize that everything is fake and then always find a new meaning to give yourself, whether it's watching football games, whether it's going out to play golf with your friends. It could just be just enjoying life, just always finding something new to enjoy. Or you can go the Overman route. Friedrich Nietzsche also calls this the Ubermensch man. And the example he gives of the Ubermensch man is Napoleon Bonaparte. He says Napoleon Bonaparte is the perfect Ubermensch man because he didn't care about anything but power. And he says everyone cares about power. Everybody wants to be rich and powerful. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but not everyone does it because they give meaning to things that are ultimately meaningless. Napoleon Bonaparte knew that everything else in life was meaningless and the only thing that mattered was power. So he zoned in on his goal so he can execute his life purpose. He made it his life purpose to be one of the most powerful rulers on this plane of existence. This is why nihilism is a great philosophy to use. It can help you execute the goals that you want to achieve in your life. It's basically Mamba mentality. Only thing Kobe thought about was basketball. Yes, when he was outside of basketball, he thought about his family, but his main focus was basketball when he was playing basketball. And that's a modern Ubermensch man. I'm just going to say Overman for now. Life is meaningless, but that doesn't mean you should kill yourself. You have family and friends that still love you, and your life still has meaning to other people. You just need to use this mindset to help you accomplish the goals you need to accomplish. You realize the truth, and now you have to make sure that you get out of this void that you put yourself in. You can go the existential route or you can go the Overman route. I prefer to go the overman route because, yes, you can give your life meaning, but what's the point of giving your life new meanings when you're still a slave? That's what most people need to understand. How can you be a happy slave? We are happy slaves because we always give ourselves new meaning. But if you just keep doing the same job and actually do what you're supposed to do, which is work this job, do the same thing everybody else wants you to do, you're not going to be happy. It's boring, it's trash. The best fun way to do and live your life is to do it the overman route, which is chase power, chase success, and zone in onto that because that's the only thing that matters. Nothing else. What everyone else tells you, yeah, it's okay to have a drink, it's okay to smoke, they're all useless activities and meaningless activities that people do to escape the realization that life is meaningless instead of attacking the problem head on and being like, damn, let me just fix this problem so I won't be a depressed loser. Now, some people are going to say, that's narcissistic, that's toxic. Well, everyone is narcissists. And when you really think about it, people try to act like they're so self-righteous, but they're not righteous at all. Then go bash powerful people like they're so perfect when they're not. In Matthew 5:28, it says, but I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his mind. That script should change the way you think of things. You can't control what you think about a woman. For example, if a woman walks past you with booty shorts on and then you think for a second that you want to do something with her, you have committed sin. You have committed adultery. And there's no way to stop yourself from thinking that unless you live like a hermit. So what I'm saying is people are trying to be this perfect Christian and hold people to some standard that they're not holding themselves to, bash other people like they're better when they're not even better. You're just as evil as them because you think lustful things about women when they walk past with seductive clothes on. Now, you could blame yourself or you could blame the world, you could blame society. I'm just going to say you should blame yourself because you're not focused on gaining power and gaining success. The only way to be a great Christian is being successful. If you don't have a lot of money, you can't escape the environment that's causing you to sin. If you read chapter 5 of Matthew more, Jesus says, if your hand is causing you to sin, cut your hand off. If your eye is causing you to sin, take your eye out. That's very extreme. If you're a very committed Christian, some Christians will do that, some Christians won't. But the least you can do is try to make sure you are successful so you won't just keep doing the same habitual sin. Now, I know I went a little bit off track there, but the takeaway from this video is that nihilism is not bad. Nihilism is only bad is when you become a passive nihilist. And becoming a passive nihilist is just giving up on life because you know it's meaningless and giving up on the people you love. The key about nihilism is to become an active nihilist. Friedrich Nietzsche was trying to help people become an active nihilist. And that's why he told people about the Übermensch/Overman. And then existentialism formed from nihilism, which is another form of active nihilism. You know what you really want, and the thing you really want is power. If you lie to yourself, you're most likely going to go the existential route. But if you're real with yourself, you know you want power. So the only thing that matters is gaining power. And that's how you become an overman/Übermensch man. Be like Kobe, Mamba mentality, focus on your goal, don't care about what society thinks. They say you're weird, you don't drink or smoke, who cares? Do what you had to do to gain power, because that's the only thing that matters. And that's how you use nihilism in a great way. Don't let your morals stop you from becoming powerful. If you feel bad about lying and deceiving people, don't do it. Don't do things. Certain things you do might hurt you. But for example, if you know you can lie to the bank and get some money or have to do something sinful to gain power, do it. Don't let your morals stop you from doing it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to sin anyway. So you might as well sin for power/money. Because you're going to eventually do those sins anyway. But at least if you gain money or power, you can escape that environment that's causing you to habitually sin. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking that you're basically telling me to sell my soul and this and that. And it's like, when you know the truth, you'll realize that you're not even with God and you're not even a real Christian. So stop putting barriers on yourself that are not benefiting you. You can become a real Christian. You can become a real follower of Christ. But within this world and with the world we live in, you're not going to become no real follower of Christ talking about, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Nah, bro, you got to do what you got to do to escape this environment. Because if you don't, it's going to be the same thing. No, God is going to deliver me and this and that. The Holy Spirit is within you. And if you really, really know the truth, you wouldn't even be following these rules in general. But that's it for the video. Like and subscribe. Comment below what you think about nihilism. And thanks for watching.